This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my type. It's Sunday night. I just wanted to do a quick video to capture a couple of things from my time yesterday and today. For me, Uber is just great. It fills in the gaps with other things that I'm doing without conflicting with other things that I'm doing. So I take phone calls for DHL and I dispatch them to one of two business partners. And I also take phone calls from my Indian partners and create invoices. Now the DHL can become significant, like a half hour. So I have to go offline and do that. The invoices are 4 minutes. So I can be in a delivery, I take out my pen, keep my gloves on, 4 minutes later I'm over. So I'm absolutely thrilled with this. I've already been in my apartment. I'm now in the building common space just to demonstrate one point. Tonight, so here's my point. I think I'm talking to drivers and bicyclists. So even if you're a driver, I think this applies. So here's my point. This access to phone, it is understandable that a bicyclist has to figure out where to keep his or her phone. And if it doesn't take a genius to figure out to put it here, because the backpack goes on over the jacket comes off, you're overheated, the backpack goes back on. It's still here. It's in a reliable place. It needs to become fluid. So drivers, if I have any of you listen to this, please. These strings, this is a hood, it's a hat that's a hood. It's the coolest thing. And they have metal tips on it, right? So they hang out of the way. They are not in the way, right? But on one or two occasions, I found out they were in the way. So I just went like this, and I stuck my hand up here, and I just put them down here. And now they're really out of the way. It's like, no, it's like doesn't even matter. It's so tiny. You know what? It's a big deal. So listeners, if you're a bicyclist, you know this. Your stuff has to be fluid. You can't be clumsy on a bicycle. One time it's in this pocket, another time it's in a different pocket. Then you have it in your back pocket. It's got to be in the same place. Drivers, you think you can be a little sloppier. You know, you got it in your thing so you can see it while you drive. And then you get out and it's got to be someplace else. So I think drivers have to have two places. One here. But when it goes onto your body, a reliable holster-like method, even though you're not a bicyclist, I still think you would, if you tried it, listeners, I'm not a driver, I don't even own a car, and I don't plan on doing this, but listeners, drivers, if you listen to me and you allow me to influence you, and you put it on your body in some place like this, rather than a pocket of a jacket that might change depending on the weather, you're going to be happy. You did it, I promise. So there were a couple of things that made me decide this content was, tonight was the night for this content. And it's this. These strings, an absolutely tiny point that ended up kind of to be a significant thing. And then I made a mistake. I carry an extra battery that goes inside my phone. So this is an Android phone, unlike the Apples. I can pull the back off and put in a different battery. So I carry a charged battery, low battery signal. I go to my storage, pull out the battery, and I forgot to rotate the battery. So I was carrying a battery, but it was a dead battery. So all of a sudden now I've got this phone out. I've got my other battery that is the more common way that people charge, or the more visible way that people charge, with a big battery like this with plugged in. And I can't believe how clumsy I felt. So it was another it was another reason to emphasize this quick, fluid, holster-like access. And I started thinking, well, who's my audience? Well, they're bicyclists. Well, they already have this figured out. Well, but maybe people who are driving could benefit from the same thing. So I don't know what you people are doing. I do know most of you have it up on your dashboard. But what do you do if you're doing Uber Eats? What do you do when you get out of the car? I'm telling you, it needs to be up here. If you do it, if you're putting it in different places, different times, depending on the weather, and the jacket that you like has the pocket in the right place, and then it warms up and you don't wear that jacket anymore, or you know, trust me on this. Get yourself a messenger bag and wear it empty. So then when you sit in your car, you're leaning against an empty messenger bag. But you have the strap here and you have a holster. I've made this one custom, but you don't have to do that. They're abundantly available. They have Velcro flips on them and they're cheap and they're great. And that's my message for tonight. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of this puppet. You then combine Tom Duty and a Google search from my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, and restful night's sleep. Ciao. One other thing. This is a touch thing, so now I don't have to take my gloves off when I do this. And I can... This works great. It started getting a little sticky. So I went to I went to Target, and I bought a product from Turtle Wax that's especially for waxing the headlights on a car. So yesterday I waxed the front of my cell phone, in addition to getting the visual imperfections out of it, because the kit comes with these little sandpaper things. It also put this coat of wax on it. So it's better than new. Ciao.